Hi, welcome back to Christine's Home Affairs. In my most recent video that I uploaded last night, I showed you how to make this boxy bag. It's got a section at the back so that you can put your luggage handle, your suitcase handle, and sit that on top of your luggage. It's also got a crossbody shoulder strap or a long shoulder strap that's adjustable. And in the video, at the end of it, I kind of thought this was a little bit too short, and I said that you could adjust that by making smaller box corners. Now, a viewer by the name of Bergen, she's mentioned that the box corners should be larger, and I had to think about it and I thought, you're right, it does need to be larger. So I'm going to fix this problem that I have with this bag. I actually don't like it in this shape. So I'm going to make bigger box corners for it. So today I'm going to show you how you can adjust your bag to increase the size of your box corners. It's going to involve some unpicking, but I think we can all live with that, and I'm sure by now we should all be very experienced at it. And the other thing too is there is an error in the materials list. Ronnie pointed out as well this morning in our Facebook group that I had said to cut 2 pieces of each of the fabric for the outer bag, the lining and the fusible stabilizer. You only need 1, otherwise you're going to be making 2 bags. Nothing wrong with that though. So stick around, I'm going to show you how I can adjust this bag to give it a little bit more height up this way, and I don't want it as wide across this section here, but I want it higher, narrower here, which will then mean this is going to be a little bit narrower as well. So that's what we're doing. Let's go and fix this bag. So the first thing I have to do is unpick the stitching on the inside where I've got the opening, and then I can turn the bag inside out and get to those box corners. And I'll remove the shoulder strap just so that it's not in the way when we turn this the wrong way out. The less we have that's in the way, the better, I think. So there's my opening in the center of the bag, and I'll just quickly go and unpick all of that. All right, that took longer than I thought it would. I'll turn this inside out. So here are my corners. Now I have already sewn my lining and the outer fabric together, so this should be fairly easy. If you don't have your corners stitched together, then you'll do the lining separately to the outer fabric. So in this case, I'm just going to make it really simple. You do want to make sure that you've got any ripples out of the way. And the easiest thing to do to increase the size of these box corners is where the stitching line is here. I can just come in another 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch. It depends on how much room you've actually got available. And I don't think that I have that much room. The other thing you can do is unpick this. So I'm going to only unpick one side. For the other 3 corners, I'll probably just sew another 1/4 of an inch in. But what we can do is undo this stitching. So I'm doing this just for anybody that might not be very confident and needs a little bit more guidance. So these have all been double stitched because there's so much bulk in the fabric. So when we started, this is how our corners looked. This is the fold in the bottom of the bag, and then I've got a 2, I think it might be a 2.5 inch. Yeah, I had a 2 inch cut and then that was cut at just under 2 inches because of the fold. And the stitching line across here is the finished size of the box corner. I think I'm going to take off the stitching, and that will be the new size of my box corner. So I'm going to increase this by 3/8 of an inch, which is 1 centimetre. So the easiest thing is draw a new box corner, and that will be our new cutting line. And for the lining, if we can find it, oh, here it is, we would do the same. So for the lining, I would do the same 1 centimetre or 3/8 inch mark and cut that off as well. So I can do that now. And we'll do the same for this one. So we'll move the lining out of the way. And then we can put the corners back together. So we'll spread that apart. Line that up and clip it together. We'll do the same for the lining. And as I mentioned in the previous video, you can sew this box corner separately to this one. And if you like, you can then put them together, or you can sew both of them together at the same time. For the purpose of this video, I'll do them separately just to show you. With the rest of these corners, I'm going to leave everything exactly as it is. But what I will do is make sure there are no ripples underneath between the layers. I'm just going to smooth that out. And this is what I've cut off from the other corner, which is that seam allowance. I'm going to sew that much further in for the other corners. So rather than unpicking all of this and cutting everything off and taking extra time, I'm just going to sew an extra 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch away from that original stitching line. When I've done that with all of the corners, I can chop that off. So that will just keep everything all nice and secure together. If it's all smoothed out and even, your box corners should be fine. Let's go and fix these corners. All right, we'll do the individual ones first. And I'm going to use a 1 centimetre or 3/8 inch seam allowance. Next up is the lining. And you can leave them separate if you like, but I'm going to put mine together. That way the corners won't poke out when you're putting things in and out of the bag. So I have both layers lined up, and I'm going to stitch over that same stitching line. And then for the rest of the bag, I'll find the other corners. And I think I'll just put a clip here so that I know I've done this one. Otherwise, I could very well go back and change the size of that one, and then I'd have one wonky corner. So I've grabbed the other one, and I've just made sure that both layers of fabric, the outer layer and the lining, are sitting nice and flat, and these I'll do together. And I'm going to sew 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch further in. And I'll do that one more time. So that's the extra seam allowance. I'll go and chop this off when we finish the other corners. And this is the last one. So now that we've increased the size of our box corners, we should have a taller bag. It should be narrower across the base and it should be shorter. And it will be 1 centimetre smaller on each side of the bag. So we'll lose 2 centimetres, or we'll gain 2 centimetres or 3/4 of an inch in height over the seams. Ideally, before you cut anything, you would turn this the right way out and just check your sizing. You might find that you want to have it a little bit bigger, in which case you would come in a bit more. Or you may find you've done it completely wrong, in which case you would want to unpick the whole thing and leave it as it is. I can't do that because I'd already gone and cut this side down. So no matter what happens, it's going to have to be this size, unless I want bigger box corners. So what I can do now is, for the other 3 corners, is just chop off that first row of stitching, which will bring it back to that seam allowance we had before. And you don't need all this excess bulk inside the bag. It's bulky enough. So I've left the clip there so that I know not to cut that one and re-stitch it. And now we can turn it the right way out and see how it looks for size. I may very well want to increase it a little bit more. I don't know quite how much room I had available, so it's better to do a small amount rather than a large amount and be sorry. So I'm much happier with the size of this bag, but I'm wondering if I could even go a bit higher. So let's close it up. So I like the size of this around here, but I think I'd like more height, and I'm happy to have less width across the base as well, so I could make it a thinner bag across here. So I think I might actually do that. I'll go and take off the same amount again, and then we'll leave it at that. So I won't show you how to do that because I've just shown you how to do it anyway. I'm going to go back inside, take off the same amount of seam allowance again, and then I can, well, then I have to be happy with it. So I know that I have enough room to go a little bit further. I actually have all of this. I don't want to go too close to the side of the handle, but if I take off another centimetre or 3/8 of an inch, that's how much I'm going to lose, but it's going to give me more in the height and I think make this look a bit better. I'll go and quickly do that and show you the finished size. All right, I have taken in those corners one more time, so it's a little bit bigger now, and I think this is looking really nice like this. Certainly much better than the flat bag that it was. I could easily go up a little bit more. I'm considering it, but All right, I'm happy with this. I'm going to leave it exactly as is. I'm really pleased that I've gone and done this because the original size I wasn't overly happy with. I think this is much more balanced now, and I'll put some footage up on the screen from the original video just so that you can see the comparison for the bag, so you can see how low it was compared to how it is now. So thank you to Bergen for mentioning to me that I had said the wrong size. The box corners needed to be larger, not smaller. And thanks to Ronnie for pointing out that we don't want to cut 2 pieces of each of these fabric pieces. Otherwise you have to make 2 bags. Nothing wrong with that though. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this modification for the bag. It's really not that hard to increase your box corners, though if you have cut your box corners too big, then there's probably not much you can do about that unless you put some false fabric in the corners. I'm not going down that road. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I shall catch you next time. Bye for now.